Pretty good board state to start. We've got the Crimson Knight and Aiden in the corners. Got some pretty good item choices as well. We're going to go ahead and grab those boom shrooms. We don't want to use that false wall to remove any entities, so we're going to engage Aiden for 5 deck in hand. And we're going to go ahead and count that as 1 meeting. Move the dead end for 1 move and cover the corner. And that reveals the BSCOS device. We're going to grab Crimson here. Use the false wall to fill out the board, covering the fluid and the Viscos device. We're going to go ahead and grab the shrooms here, uncover the Viscos device, and then we're going to go ahead and grab it and use it to complete that challenge. We're going to go ahead and start on the dead end there with fluid underneath that. Make our move and reveal a Frowner on this hallway movement. And since we know where that fluid is, we know exactly what we got to do in order to get that back. Grab that fluid, use it on the Frowner, turn that frown upside down, and that achievement is complete. Now we're going to reveal that anomaly room. Mine is the misprint that doesn't have the title. We're going to be forced to engage an entity, so I choose the Clocksmith. We're going to go ahead and grab the memory fluid before the attack, and then we're going to kill him for a gem chance. Crimson gives us 6 total damage on that. Rereading the Clocksmith here, falsely assumed that I just get the gem automatically, but that's not how we do it here. We're going to do a flip. I'm going to fumble one more flip later on in this recording. I'm terrible at flipping coins on camera, especially because the camera is where the coin would go, so I don't want to hit the camera that's just sitting up there. We're going to use the anomaly room here to manipulate the field and get the gum back. Then we're going to go ahead and use that on the Frowner, and that will be our second use of the Dumb Gum for the challenge. During this little stretch of time, we're just filling out the deck in hand. We're running a slight bit low for comfort in case we have to fight the conductor. And we're also going to be restoring some sanity here as well. From here, we're going to go ahead and reveal a mirror piece, and we will grab that in case we need it for later. A lot of this deck is built around the instance of finding the conductor and then being forced to engage him because of the anomaly room, which will then spawn 2 more entities. That's why we have Crimson Knight here. We have a lot of fighting items. We reveal the Void here. It will proc, we'll sacrifice the fluid for this, engage the Smiler for a gem, and just toss a boom shroom at him. Before we do that though, we're going to enter that anomaly room to buff the Smiler, so that way we can also guarantee the gem without a flip. Thankfully, because of Crimson Knight's damage bonus, we are still more than capable of taking him out and guarantee the gem. Now we're just going to go ahead and use the false wall here to start filling out the board. I really like this card just because of the fact that it lets you navigate 5. In this instance though, not very good. We have the conductor here. We're going to take that gum for later, and we're going to engage Death Moth here. Quick cut. This was double checking to see if there are any specific rules with the Moth on if you decked out, if it would be considered a deck out or some other rule. I did not see any ruling, so I'm assuming it's a deck out. Again, if that's wrong, just let me know. On this reposition, we are going to find the void again, and we're going to get that proc and sacrifice the mirror after getting some shrooms. Then we're going to use the gum on the newly found Smiler, and that is the third use of the dumb gum for the challenge. So now we're flipping over another Smiler and a Death Shroom, but we're going to go ahead and take those shrooms to get to the false wall, use that, and book it out of here. We do not want to run into the anomaly room with the conductor and a Smiler on the field. The Smiler himself is not very threatening, but if I do haphazardly remove the Smiler ahead of time and only the conductor is left and I find that room, I have no choice but to engage him. That will lead to a downward spiral fast. We'll go ahead and take some boom shrooms here in case we run into that issue. Again, this deck has a little bit more of a curve on combat. Crimson Knight being here, also taking the additional buffs into account for the room. It will allow us to breeze past combat relatively quickly, but we're still going to be walking out with a pretty big headache if we're a little overzealous here. After this, we find some more dumb gum. We're going to get rid of a boom shroom, discard it so we can grab it and then feed it to the Smiler. Get him out of the board. Then we'll build out the board again using the false wall. Again, great card. Going to ignore the Death Moth for now. We don't really need any items, don't really need any sanity. So we're just going to continue to build out the board here by moving the dead end. And then we're going to reveal another Biscos device. At this point, I have forgotten I've already used it for the challenge, but I discard the memory fluid and use it anyway. This does have the positive side effect of when I play this game, the corner rooms, I tend to forget if the void is in a corner. That has led me to unfortunately stumble my way into a loss on a few occasions. Repositioning it to one of the main four cardinal directions is actually good. Unfortunately, finding it again, the void will proc. We're going to throw away the boom shrooms for it. Thankfully, we do have the Death Moth still around, so he can lead us to a new item to make up for the one we just lost. We'll go ahead and flip the deck real fast and find a memory fluid. We're going to find Aiden here, and this time we do have the gem, so we're going to say hello to him a second time, hand him the gem, and that will complete the challenge for meeting him twice, giving him the gem once, draw R5, and we're going to go ahead and put him back into the pull pile of 2, which is the, the obligatory shuffle there because we have to. Now, this is something I do a few times. I also do this when I play alone. I'm not doing any commentary or whatever. Whenever I do deck out, I tend to physically make a notion with my finger to know that I am owed 1 or 2 or however many cards from deck in hand. So that way I do know that after the field of play is rebuilt, I then have to still draw that many deck in hand. When I first started playing the game, I did forget a few times. Much like here where I forgot, I have to leave the hallway there. Thankfully, I remembered it was a hallway, and I just put it back where it was. Gonna move into this hallway here, reveal a boom shroom, and flip that Frowner back because he is re-engaged, but we're gonna go ahead, turn that Frowner upside down one more time, and turn him back into a room for us to use. At this point, we're just trying to avoid that Frowner for as long as we can. We really don't need to engage it. Killing it will not give us any benefit whatsoever. But we will engage this death moth and dig for an item. And from this little moth, he will lead us to another set of boom shrooms. Now we're going to move here and reveal the Clocksmith again. Unfortunately, this deck does not take kindly to the elderly, so we're going to engage him again, not for any items, but we are going to engage him to see if he will give us another Pain and Gem chance. Big spoilers on two ends. One, we don't get the gem, but two, I fumble this flip a couple of times. That's rather embarrassing. I'm also just now noticing in this commentary watching over the gameplay footage, I continuously forget that when you use memory fluid on a Frowner, you flip for a gem. I don't do this a single time. So in some way, my stupidity has created an additional challenge. Don't give me points for that. You reveal the anomaly room, and we're forced to engage the Frowner. However, the Galaxy Brain activates. We're going to move into that room, take our sanity damage, but buff the Frowner and turn it into a guaranteed gem chance. The room does guarantee a gem when an entity is defeated. That does not specify that they have to be able to give a gem or not. We're going to go with based what the room says. Defeating an entity in this room guarantees you a gem. We're going to grab this gum and engage Aiden without giving him the gem this time, just for a sanity boost and a deck and hand boost. We'll catch it later in the recording, but we do not get the sanity here on resolution. Big oopsie. You will see the moment where I go through the discard pile and kind of just dig him up and go, hey, wait a second. And remember to get my sanity from Aiden. Very important. That is 6 sanity, especially with the full art card version here. We're going to give this Frowner some gum, just get him off the board. Pick up those boom shrooms. We accidentally draw 5 here from the lecture hall, a little bit odd. This is when I remember Aiden's sanity bonus. I'm just like, hey, wait a minute. Might need that 6 sanity if something really bad happens. At this point, we're fishing for the stairs. We're going to grab some boom shrooms, move up here. We don't gain the sanity from this corner, but we will get it in a second. Right there. Again, still relatively newish. We're remembering. It's fine. It's fine. There's a Smiler. We're just going to engage him to get him off the board. Blow him up with some boom shrooms. And then we will take the mirror piece after we get rid of this smiling joker over here. We find another Smiler. At this point, I'm getting real tired of killing these guys. Getting real tired of seeing these idiots. Thankfully, the false wall does show up, so we're going to take it to run away and put 5 cards on the board. And lo and behold, he's back again. Love this guy so much. What a stand-up fellow. Gonna go ahead and resolve our movement there from the wall. We'll engage the Smiler. Just feed him some more explosive mushrooms just to get him out of here, clear up the board so we can have some more movement spaces here. We are going to get that fluid, so we can go ahead and turn that Smiler into a room later on. From the lecture hall, we are going to find the void. We're going to proc the room's effect to ditch the shard, use the fluid on the Smiler, and it's a good thing I did because we're going to false wall for 5 cards, find the stairs, no entity on 5. We're going to go ahead and move on over, present the gem, and that's it.